Yeah, date 7th June 2024, React session. So today we are going to see React conditional rendering. What we are going to talk about? Conditional rendering. Conditional rendering, just a minute. So when you say conditional rendering, what do you guess? Can you tell me what do you mean by, what do you understand by conditional rendering?
If else conditions,
Conditions means
if else conditions, using
conditional rendering. How do you define the conditional rendering? Can you tell me? Can you guess what do you mean by conditional rendering? So when you say conditional rendering, React conditional rendering means what? If this or that, if condition is this, what needs to be done? If condition is that, what needs to be done? Okay, day 95. Let's create a new folder. Day 95. Or,
please share your screen.
okay, day 95, conditional rendering. How do you create the React project? I'm asking this in every session. What is the command for creating new project?
npm create
Mm-hmm.
latest.
Correct. With at the rate latest. So cd desktop, cd merge stack, cd day 95. Okay. And npm create with at the rate latest. nvm use 80. Project name conditional rendering. It's the React project. JavaScript. And it has created conditional rendering. So cd conditional rendering. I'll not integrate the tailwind. Conditional rendering. And here npm install. So node modules would be getting created over here. It is installing. It will take little time to install it. Okay, that has been created. Node modules have been created. Now your index.css, I don't need it. Delete the index.css. Presently I don't need it. Even app.css I don't need it. Delete it. In the main.tsx, remove this. What do you mean by this strict mode? I am coming back to the React fundamentals later on, not now. Let us understand the concept first. Basic concepts of the React we will understand. And we don't need anything from this. That's it. Okay, once you are familiar with the React, and once you are able to create the applications like you have created in plain DOM, We will talk the core of the React. Okay, so only this thing I would be needing, right? In the main.jsx, you have imported this app, and now we will write the app. Conditional rendering. Now, const is okay is equals to true. Now, there is a h1. Here we can say, let's have this as a section, and this is another section. Sorry, this is one section, and this is another section. And now what I would like to say is that Android phone and Apple phone. So we can write it in a h1. We can write this guy in h1, and we can write this also in h1. We can write this also in h1. Now what I wanted to do, if this okay is true, then it is Android phone. If okay is false, it is Apple phone. Correct? How do you do that? How do you do that? Can you tell me how do you do that? How do you do that? If this section, if this is true, otherwise this section, if this is true, you can write a simple logic, right? You can do something like this: const select section, select the section, and you are simply going to write the if condition. If is okay, right? If, can you see, you cannot write this thing in this way. You need to make this guy as a function. So you are checking if is okay, you are going to return this section from here, right? Something like this. Else you are going to return this section. Else you are going to return this section. Select section, and you are going to simply call this function over here, select section. So here npm run dev localhost 5173, and can you see it's an Android phone? Why this is true? Simple if condition you have written. If this is okay, return this piece of code, otherwise return this piece of code. If you make a false over here, can you see this is the Apple phone? Earlier it was Android phone. If it is true, it is Android phone, otherwise it is Apple phone. So this is the one way, creating a function in this way. Otherwise you can write the conditional rendering code straight away here. You can write the conditional rendering code straight away here, And how to do that, let us see. So first you can use multiple things. So here we have used simple if and else, right? So here you can say is okay, ternary operator, and you can return this thing from here, otherwise return this thing from here, ternary operator. And here you write something like this, and here you write something like this. If this is okay, then you can return this h1, this is h1, this is h1. Can you see ternary operator? And here we can say Android phone and Apple phone. Ternary operator is also okay. Straight away here. For better understanding purpose, you may hit the enter here. 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 And like this. And like this. This is simple ternary operator. This is also okay. Now, another way to do same thing is using logical and or logical or. Now here is okay and. If is okay is true, what you can do? If is okay is true, what you can do? You need to return this guy. Is okay and you need to return this guy. If this is true, you need to return this thing. Correct. If is okay is true, then and only then it will happen this thing. Now my question to you, if I write null, what will happen? Tell me what it will show and what it will show. Hello? If I return null, if I write null over there, what will happen? Am I audible or not?
Yes, sir.
If I write null over there, what will happen? Hello? What if I write null? No one can tell me? Hello? So you guys are not practicing. Even you are not taking efforts for revising the things. Hello? Am I audible or not? Don't take it lightly, team. It is not that easy. You need to practice it. It is a pure JavaScript concept. It is pure JavaScript concept that we have studied. Truthy values and the falsy values we have seen in the JS.
Yes, sir.
So why you are not answering this? See here. This is null means what? It's a false. In a null, undefined, empty, all these are the false things in a JS. So this is the ternary operator of the JS. So don't take it lightly, team. If you will not practice, you will not learn anything. Okay, you are not answering the fundamental things of the JavaScript, and we are learning the React. If you are not practicing, it's difficult for you. You are not able to answer a fundamental thing. What would be the answer of this? This is a true or false? Okay. You figure it out how you are going to make a career in this on your own. Okay. If you will not practice, you cannot do anything. To be very frank and straight, the amount of practice you are going to do, amount of success you are going to get. Okay. So const is okay. Null means what it is? False. So this is a false. It will print this. Is okay. This is false. In this case, it will not print anything. So if you want to check just the true condition, if and only if this is true, if and only if this is true, and this can be written in this way also. If it is not, you apply what? Not. Not means what? So this is true, which becomes false. You can see it is printing the Android phone. It is the Android phone. Actually, this is the Apple phone. If it is false, if this guy is false, print the Apple phone. If this guy is true, print the Android phone. This is actually null means what? False. False, not of false means negation of the false is true, and it will print this thing. Conditional rendering. Hello? Are you understanding this?
Yes.
So here, so this conditional rendering is absolutely important. Whenever there is a situation, show this or that. It is a pure JavaScript concept. A lengthier code where you simply check if it is okay, then return this. If it is not okay, then return this. Similarly, is okay, is okay. A ternary operator we have used over here. Here we have used the logical and. If this is true, if this is true, do this thing. This is false, do this thing. Where you can use this? You can use this in the validations and everywhere. Everywhere in a React where there is a situation of creating or the choosing this or that, you need conditional rendering. Okay, so let's create a new component. Here we can say list.jsx. I want to print the list. I want to print what? The list. In the beginning, we have done this thing by using the table, if you remember. Now I want to create the unordered list or the ordered list or tables, whatever, right? So I have function, and here you can say to do list. To do list. It should return a UL, unordered list, UL. But data should come from an array as a prop. To do list, data should come from the prop I need to have something called as ARR. Okay, I need to have something called as ARR. Now what you will do here, list items need to be created, so you can use ARR dot map, right? And the each element task arrow, we can have li, it will emit the li. If you want to do it a multi-line, write a round brackets, so you can hit the enter here. This is about so this bracket is about this bracket return, and this bracket is about this bracket. You can write something like this for more understandability, something like this. Now in a task, what we need to do here, so this task would be having, again, let's have the D structure, name, status. You need to have name, status, and ID. Three things we would be having: name, status, and the ID. So I just want to show the name, and if status is completed, so here we can check if status is true, means task is completed, we can show this green tick mark. Otherwise we can show this tick mark, this is incomplete, right? This is the to-do list. Now I want to show the to-do list. I want to show what this to-do list somewhere here. So I can create the component. So let's have a div, and inside this div I can say to-do list, and we need to pass an array, const ARR is equals to array of the object. We would be having name, say mobile bill, status true, status 1, and what, name, status, and ID 1. Second thing, groceries, refill, status 0, ID 2. Here we can have third task, bike servicing, fourth task, hitting gym, fourth, and this thing, reading book 0, and this is the fifth task. Array of objects we have created, and here we need to pass ARR is equals to this ARR, and here we have destructured it. And if you go, there is an error. To-do list is not defined. Can you see? To-do list is not defined. To-do list. To-do list. We need to import that guy. Import from list. And what you need to import? To, okay, we didn't export it actually. That's the problem. Export the function to do list. Refresh it. Now can you see? I don't want to have these bullets. Can you tell me how shall I remove the bullets? Hello? Am I audible? How shall I remove that bullets? I don't want to have that bullets to my unordered list. Unordered list from the bullets. So are you guys doing something or not? You, huh?
List style.
List style what?
Style CSS none.
List style what? Here?
List style.
To where shall I apply? Here or here?
Right, I'm sorry.
In a class.
With the ordered list. OL. No, I don't want to use the ordered list. I want to use unordered list only. But I need to remove these bullets. Where shall I apply? Style. Where shall I apply the style? To the UL or to the OL? Sorry, UL or the LI? Huh?
Well,
Say it properly. I'm not understanding. Where shall I apply? Style to this or this? Hello? Failed in interview. UL? Which style? Tell me the property. Tell me the property.
list style.
Okay. List style. Value?
None.
None. In this way.
List style type. Sir.
List
Style type.
style type none. Can you see? This is how you will pass the object. So first a rectangle, first a curly bracket. If you try to write in only one curly bracket, there is a problem. It will not work. Why? So this curly bracket is an entry point of the JavaScript, and you need to send the object. And in the JavaScript, object is represented by these curly brackets. This is an object which has been passed to the style, and the first curly bracket represents starting point of the JS, because this is the JSX, which means that HTML. Inside HTML you are writing JavaScript code. So for the differentiating, you need to write this first curly bracket, so that React will understand that okay, whatever code you have written inside these curly brackets, the way you are writing, so this is the curly bracket, and inside that you are writing JavaScript functionality. In the same fashion, this is also curly bracket, start end, and inside that you are writing JavaScript functionality. If you want to write a JavaScript functionality in what you can say your JSX, you need to add the curly brackets in this way. Yeah, can see that has been removed. Mobile bill, groceries refill, bike servicing, hitting the gym, and reading the book. Any questions on this part? Hello? This is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, now, if you go here and if you see inspect it, there is, just refresh the page. There is one error. Unsupported style property list style type. Did you mean list style type? Can you see? There are two errors. First related to the key and second related to the list style type. So if you see this thing, if you apply something like this, because this is going to be created as the variable, and in a JavaScript you cannot create the variables a hyphen b hyphen c. Can you see? So internally this code is going to get converted to the, this code is going to get converted to what? JavaScript, pure JavaScript. If you go here and if you try to, so meaning of this, internally it will create the variable list style type, const list style type. This is not allowed, and that's why this thing is not allowed. You should change. So let's go here first, refresh it. Let's try to inspect the source code. You can go to the sources, right, under the src list.tsx. Okay, so it is showing you the JSX code only, but we can have, okay, React, not this. We can, let's do in this way. View page source. Let's go to the main.jsx, and your code is getting converted typically to the JavaScript. Everything is getting converted to the JavaScript. Remember that everything is getting converted to the JavaScript. There is one concept called as source maps. We will see that in the future. We are going to spend a dedicated amount of time on, what you can say, how do you inspect the things over here, right? But okay, we need to add certain things. We need to add certain things. Yeah, see here, your code is getting converted to the JavaScript. Your JSX, whatever JSX you are writing, that is converted to the JavaScript. So this style, can you see the JSX has been removed? Can you see export function to do list, which is accepting an array? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So this is your to do list. It looks like this in your source code, correct? But it looks like this to the browser. It's a plain JavaScript. And if you see this thing, there is an error over here. So it is saying that I don't want this to be like this. Instead of that, you can say list s. So presently you have written it in the quotes, that's why it is working. Otherwise it will give you an error. So if you want to do that without quotes, list style type. Can you see? And now still it will work. Refresh it, and then you can go to the this and see here, this would be considered as a object key now, and React understand this, what you mean to say. Internally meaning of this is nothing but your CSS3 property, list style type. But whenever you are in a React, you need to worry about the variable names, because although this code is looking like JavaScript, sorry, although this code is looking like HTML, this is not the HTML. Internally your code gets converted to this thing. Now there is a one more error. That's what we wanted to see. Can you see? Each child in a list should have a unique key prop. It is saying that I am not able to identify these parameters separately. So give me one key prop. Key is equals to, we can pass this ID, a unique key prop. Now see, all the errors have been removed and your code is perfectly working. And your code is perfectly working. Right? So today what we have studied, conditional rendering and rendering the lists. Conditional rendering and what? Rendering the lists. Right? Any questions you have? We can write any of the JavaScript inside this block. We can write any of the JavaScript. There is no problem. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me push this much code. React conditional rendering and list. Well, I have pushed the code. I will upload the recording as well. Let's call it for a day. We'll meet on Monday. Thank you.